Ananda Kodi Usnamindu ki jai, Namacharya Srila Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Sam Kund Radha Kundi ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Yamuna Mai ki jai, Tulsi Devi ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Navadvip Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. All glories to the Asma. All glories to the Asma. All glories to the Asma. Thank you very much. सब बच्चे लोग किधर गया?
The yoga system conceived by Patanjali is referred to herein. In the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, the soul is called Pratyagatma and Paragatma. As long as the soul is attached to sense enjoyment, it is called Paragatma. The soul is subjected to the functions of 10 kinds of air at work within the body, and this is perceived through the breathing system. The Patanjali system of yoga instructs one on how to control the functions of the body's air in a technical manner so that ultimately all the functions of the air within become favorable for purifying the soul of material attachment. According to this yoga system, Pratyagatma is the ultimate goal. This Pratyagatma is a withdrawal from activities and matter. The senses interact with the sense objects, like the ear for hearing, eyes for seeing, nose for smelling, tongue for tasting, hand for touching, and all of them are thus engaged in activities outside the self. They are called the functions of the pranavayu. The apana vayu goes downward, and the Jnana Vayu acts to shrink and expand. Samana Vayu adjusts equilibrium. Udana Vayu goes upwards. And when one is enlightened, one engages all these in searching for self-realization.
Sarvani Indriyani Indriya Karmani Prana Karmani Chapare Atma Sangjuva Jugagno Juhati Jnanadipiti. When one is enlightened, Jnanadipita, the light of knowledge is awakened, then Atma Sangjama Jogagno, controlling the senses and offering in the path of yoga. So, the Patanjali system is explained in the purport that controlling the inner different kinds of, 5 kinds of Panapan, Vayu. That is a mechanical system that is approved also, that helps controlling the senses. But there is another process that is called the Bhakti Yoga system, that not only controlling the senses, but to give engagement to the senses. Simply by artificial controlling, choking just like a child, the mind is just like child. Sometimes accepting something, sometimes rejecting something. Sankalpa vikalpa, that is the business. So, it is very difficult to control the mind. Arjuna, when he was asked to control the mind by yoga practice, he said, Chanchala himmana Krishna pramati balavad dhiram. My dear Krishna, you are asking me to control the mind, but I think it is impossible. Especially we are in the political field, royal order, we have to deal with so many political subject matter. So he says that Chanchala himmana Krishna pramati balavad dhiram. Tasyaham nigraham manne vayuriva suduskaram. I do not think mind can be controlled. It is very, very difficult. As difficult as to control the breeze or wind, strong wind blowing. It is not possible to control that. That was the verdict of Sri Arjuna. It will be explained in the 6th chapter. Actually, it is very difficult to control the mind. So artificially, by controlling the breathing system, there is a process, but still it is difficult. As I explained yesterday, even a great yogi like Vishwamitra, he also failed. There are many instances. There was another Saubhari Muni. He was practicing yoga system within the water. And as soon as he was little agitated by the fish, he wanted to come out and marry, and one king's daughter, he wanted to marry all the 8 daughters. So there are many instances like that. It is very difficult to control the mind. But our process, as it is stated here, that Atma Sangyama Yogagno, Atma Sanjama. Sanjama, control. The mind is the principal sense. Indrani paranahu indriyava paramana. Mind is the central figure of all the senses. Just like madman. Because he cannot fix up his mind, he cannot work properly. Therefore he is called madman. So our process is that we cannot control the mind. But if we engage the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, then everything is controlled. Krishna will help. Somehow or other, you engage your mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. Sabai mana Krishna padarvinda. Then gradually, everything will be controlled. There is another version that Sevanmukhi jivhado. Jivhado. To control the jiva. The jiva means the tongue. It is very difficult to control the jiva. People do not know it, but actually this is there. Everyone becomes a servant of the senses just beginning from the tongue. They cannot control the tongue. They eat anything and everything. Therefore they cannot control other senses also. This is the experience of big yogis. Therefore, in the yoga practice, jam niyam, in yoga practice also it is forbidden not to allow the tongue to eat anything and everything. No, that is not possible. Similarly, we also ask our devotees not to allow your tongue to touch anything except Krishna Prasadam. Tongue's to business, eating, tasting something and vibrating sound. So, if we can control the tongue, not to touch anything which is not offered to Krishna, and if we do not allow the tongue to talk anything except Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then you become the greatest yogi. The greatest yogi. Simply two things. Of course we have to eat. That's a fact. Without eating we cannot exist. We eat. We have got so many nice things offered to Krishna. You offer to Krishna all nice things, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishna baro dayamay koribare jivha joy, sab prasad anna dila bhai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a grihastha, practical. He experienced. He says, Sharira avidya jal. This body, material body, is a network of ignorance. Sharira avidya jal. Just like a network, if you are put into a net and bound up and thrown into this ocean, then what is your condition of life? You just imagine. Similarly, we, pure soul, we have been put into this network of material body, and we are thrown into the ocean of nescience. This is our position. Struggle for existence. How to get out of the network. How to get out of the ocean. This is manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karasati. This is our position. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that this body is the network of ignorance. Simply sense gratification. I shall eat this, I shall eat that, I shall hear this, I shall... The ear is engaged in hearing nice cinema songs, and the tongue is engaged going to the restaurant, so many so-called palatable dishes. Similarly, other senses, they are engaged. So, according to Bhakti Yoga system, the first control is recommended to the tongue. That is said that Atasya Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Graham Indriyai. Now, we receive knowledge through the Indriyas, but if the Indriyas are impure, senses, they are impure, they cannot understand what is Krishna. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi, Nam, beginning, because beginning is Sravanam. Bhakti Marga begins by hearing. Now what is Sravanam? Chanting. If there is chanting or there is some speaking, then we can hear. That is recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That simply here, there are many places recommended they hear. So, but it is said, Atha Sri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriyai. These present blunt senses, material senses, cannot receive even this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahaprabhu. They say this is nuisance. Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvida bhajante mam. 4 classes of men who begins Bhagavad Bhajan. Sukritino, those who are pious. But the modern leaders, they say this bhajan nuisance. This is our misfortune. Satatang kirtantang mam jatantascha dhirabrata. These are the explanation in the Bhagavad Gita. Saintly person, Mahatma, they are engaged in chanting, satatam, always. Satatam kirtantam ma, kirtantam, glorifying. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends, kirtaniya sadahari, kirtaniya sadahari, tinadapi sunitena, taroropi sahisnuna, amanina manadena. Kirtaniya sadhara. This is the recommendation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you should glorify the holy name of Hari. Hari means Krishna. So that is the recommendation. But we are meeting so many obstacles because they think this chanting is nuisance. This bhajan is nuisance. This is Kali Yuga. Not this Kali Yuga, even every Yuga. The author Sri Krishna Namadi Navavid Grayam Indriya. A devotee is hearing, he is enjoying, and the non-devotee is thinking it is nuisance. Therefore it is said, Atha Sri Krishna Namadi Navavid Grayam Indriya. In the blunt senses, material senses, they cannot receive. Namadi, not only name, they cannot see Lord Krishna's form. Because hearing and seeing and smelling and tasting and touching, we have got so many senses. So these senses being materially contaminated, it cannot hear what is Krishna's holy name. Atha Krishna Namadi Navavid Grayam Indriya. Then how to understand Krishna? That is recommended. Sevana mukhi jivado. You have to engage your tongue first of all in the service of the Lord. The Krishna realization begins from the tongue. How? Now you simply make it a vow that I shall not accept anything which is not offered to Krishna. And you take another vow that I shall not talk anything except glorifying the Lord. Then you become perfect. Very simple method. Simply you have to make this determination that I shall not talk anything which is not about Krishna, and I shall not eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. So our this Krishna consciousness movement is teaching these two things specifically. We are distributing little prasadam. If we get opportunity, we can give sumptuous prasadam. We are doing that in all other centers throughout the whole world. By eating, simply by eating one can be devoted. It doesn't require. If he simply eats Krishna prasadam, it is so nice method. So, jivadu and chanting and hearing, this is recommended here. Ja atma sanjamo yogagnu. Atma, you have to make a determination. Atma sanjama. That I shall not allow this tongue to take anything in the restaurant, but I can simply allow the tongue. If you do this, then you become Goswami. That is called Goswami. Because we are all Godas. Go means senses. So actually we are all servants of our senses. The whole activities of the material world means everyone is acting as the servant of his senses, that's all. This is the material world. Everyone is working. Everyone is working so hard. So when one becomes intelligent, then he understands that what I am doing, I am thinking that I am master, I am proprietor, I am the head of the family, but what I am doing actually, I am acting as servant of my senses, my son's senses, my wife's senses, my daughter's senses, my servant's senses, that's all. If you speak something wrong even to your servant, the servant will resign and you will be in trouble. Therefore, you have to serve his senses so that he may not be angry. This is our position. So we are simply serving senses, but we are thinking I am master. This is called illusion. So, jnanadipite, when you actually come to the sense of your knowledge, then you come to this conclusion that what is my mastership? I am simply serving the senses, different senses. What is the taste of that knowledge? That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Why that? Bahunam janmanam ante. After many, many births, spoiling the life and spoiling the time by satisfying the senses. Bahunam janmanam ante. So long you'll go on satisfying the senses, either your senses, that is centralized senses, or expanded senses. The senses of your family, senses of your society, sense of your country, nationality. These are all sense gratification process. Simply extended. It begins to centralize my senses, then my son's senses, then my grandson's senses, then my country's senses, never. There is sense gratification, that's all. There is no other business. So, when one becomes enlightened, he offers himself to Krishna. There is a verse like this, Kamadinam kutidhana kutidha palita dunnidesa. My Lord, I have spoiled my time in this way, becoming this Godas or the servant of the senses. Kamadina, Kam, Krodh, Lo, Moh, Matsarya. Therefore it is called Kamadina. Kotidana, I have tried to satisfy them to my utmost. Kotidana, Kotida. What I have not done for them, still they are not satisfied. Neither they are merciful. Tesham na karuna jata, not tripta. They are neither satisfied, neither they are merciful. Never. You go on serving your family. Nobody will give you relief. If you say that now I have done so much for you, give me relief. First of all, I do not want relief also. That is also another disease. You see? You will be surprised. It is my practical experience. This Krishna consciousness movement, before starting, I wrote one letter to Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, you have got position. People accept you as a very pious man. Now you have got your Swaraj, and you are very fond of Bhagavad Gita. Let us preach Bhagavad Gita. I wrote this letter. Unfortunately, a few days after he was killed. So this is the position. All big leaders, they do not want to take relief from the sense gratification business. No. This is therefore, Jnanodipite Atma Samyama Yogagno. Because there is no knowledge. They think this sense expanded sense gratification will make the world happy. No. That is not possible. Therefore, Jnanodipite means that by this kind of sense classification will not solve the problems. Kamadinam kutithana kutitha palita dunnidesa tesang maina karuna jata. Karuna, there is no mercy. Therefore, I have given up them. Now I have come to you, my dear Lord. I was serving the senses so long, now I want to serve you. This is knowledge. Jnanodipita. Because my business is to satisfy the senses, either my senses or my relative senses, but it has not made me happy. Therefore, I have come to you to satisfy your senses. Kindly engage me in your business. This is called Jnana. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaunam janmanamante jnanavan manga prabaddate. When Jnanavan, what kind of Jnanavan? After serving the senses of so many people, life after life, when one comes to his real knowledge that this kind of sense gratification will not make me happy, let me gratify the senses of Krishna. That is real knowledge. Jnanodipite. And in another place it is said, Bhaunam janmanamante jnanavan manga prabaddate. Jnanavan, that is real knowledge. Actually my business is to satisfy the senses of Krishna. But I I am thinking that I shall be happy by satisfying my senses, my family senses, my country senses, my nation senses, and so on, so on, so on. This will never make me happy. This is the secret. So, therefore, Krishna says that you have manufactured so many businesses of sense gratification, that's all right. Give up this old rascal business. Simply surrender unto me. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. Then you will be satisfied. Otherwise, there is no question of satisfaction. You go on increasing the area of sense gratification. That will not make you happy. So, Bhaunam Janvanamante Gyanavan Mang Prabuddhate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. This is the definition of Mahatma. When one engages his senses for the satisfaction of the supreme senses. But unfortunately, we define the Supreme as having no senses. Nirakar, no hand, no leg, no eyes, nothing, no senses. Simply I have got my senses. And who manufactured me, he has no senses. But that is not fact. If I have got my senses, my father who manufactured me, he has also senses. This is right conclusion. How is that? I have got my senses, I have got my propensities, I have got my form, and why these things should be denied to my father, and especially the Supreme Father? Therefore Bhagavad Gita says that Abbhaktam bhaktimapannam mannate mam abuddhaya param bhavam janant. They do not know. But actual fact is that when our senses will be sacrificed for the satisfaction of the supreme senses, then our life is successful. Rishikena rishikesa sevanam bhaktirichyate. It is not that nullifying my senses, God's senses, everything. No. Senses are there. My senses are there, God's senses are there. But when my senses will be engaged in satisfying the supreme senses, that is my perfection of life. Rishikena rishikesa sevanam bhaktirichyate. So, that can be begun with sevanmukhi jivhado. Because we meet together and talk so many nonsense in political conference, social conference, scientific conference, tongue going on. Day and night, conference is going on. And another business, eating process, sense gratification. If people are asked, please come here, chant Hare Krishna, they are not at all interested. And invite him in some political meeting and talk all nonsense. He is very much interested. Yes. This is called Maya. So we have to convert this. Instead of engaging senses, but talking nonsense. We have got so many books, so many talks about Krishna. Why not? Take this. You can go on. Srimad Bhagavatam about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, go on talking and go on eating Krishna Prasadam. Sevanmukhi jivhado, chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Sevanmukhi jivhado, sameva spurattada. Then self-realization is guaranteed. There is no difficulty. Not at all. And that is also described. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha simply says Sudurlabha, but what is the symptom? Mahatma anustumang prartha devi prakriti asrita bhajanti ananna manaso gyatya bhutadi mabhayam. This is Mahatma. Mahatmanastu mang pratha, Dvaivi Prakriti. They are under the protection of Dvaivi Prakriti. There are two Prakritis, spiritual Prakriti and material Prakriti. The devotees are not under this material Prakriti. They are under the spiritual Prakriti. The activities of Krishna, they are all spiritual. And the devotees, because they are engaged in spiritual activities, they are above the material Prakriti. Sagunan samatitta etana brahma bhuyaya kalpati. Who? Mancha abhyavicharini bhakti yogena jasevate. Anyone who is engaged in devotional service without any impediment, abhyavicharini, without any stoppage, continuously. Sagunan samatitta etana brahma bhuyaya kalpati. He is not on the material platform. Therefore a devotee, Mahatma, Mahatmanastamang Dvaivi Prakriti Mahasita. There are two Prakritis. Those who are not Mahatmas, Duratma. Duratma means trying to satisfy the Atma in a different way, far, far away from Krishna. They call Duratma. Duro means distant or very difficult. So, everyone we can become Mahatma, as it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, simply by surrendering to Krishna. Sa Mahatma Sudurlava. It is not very easy to become a Mahatma and to surrender unto Krishna. But if we can do that, if we engage our senses in the service of the Supreme Lord, there is no question of stopping the activities of the senses. That will fail. The yoga system, Patanjali yoga system, is artificially stopping the activities of the senses. But that will be not very successful because the senses are so strong that as soon as it gets an opportunity, it acts immediately. Therefore, in the Shastra, it is forbidden. Matra sasra duhitrava navivikta sane vaset. In a lonely place, don't sit down even with your mother, even with your sister, or even with your daughter. Because generally, our senses are not very much agitated in the presence of mother, sister and daughter. But Shastra says, even though it is so, but don't sit down with your mother, sister and daughter in a lonely place. Why? I am not a fool, but you are not a fool. But Balavan Indriyagrama Viddhangsha Vikarsati. The senses are so strong. Even one is very, very learned, he is also agitated. We have got many instances. Old man, 60, 70 years, he is agitated by seeing one young girl. You see, the senses are so strong. So, therefore, we have to engage all our senses in the service of the supreme senses. That is perfection of life. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktiruchyate. So the beginning is that the first number one sense, the tongue, you try to control by eating Krishna Prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Thank you very much.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. What are the two ways to control the mind? Yes. Some details?
Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah, some details how they try in Ashtanga Yoga and how in Bhakti Yoga.
Mechanical way to control the senses. Mechanical way. Which can be again.
Speak loudly.
Mechanical process Ashtanga Yoga. Which can come back again. But Bhakti Yoga, it is somewhat cumbersome for people, but it is perfect and never coming back. Senses are not coming back.
One is by controlling the senses, the Patanjali system, yoga system, and other is to engage the senses in the service of the Lord. That is Bhakti Yoga. Hare Bol. Which example did Prabhupada give in this context? Yes.
Child example Prabhupada gave. Mind is like child. It is like sankalpa and vikalpa. It takes some vows and again it breaks.
Hare Bol. When Arjuna was asked about control of the mind, what did he say to Krishna? Yes.
He said, it is impossible. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balvadridam. It is impossible for me, he said.
Yes, he said, my mind is like, I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. It is very difficult, impossible to control. Hare Bol. Prabhupada gave 2 examples of this artificially controlling the mind. Who were they? Yes.
Vishwamitra and Shaubhari Muni.
Shaubhari Muni got agitated by seeing fishes mating in the water, and he got out of the water and married many wives. Hare Bol. Fill in the blank. The mind is the dash sense. Or if you want, the mind is the dash senses. Dash senses. Yes, bro.
Mind is the principal senses and master of all.
Not principal senses. Mind is the principal sense. Or
master of all senses.
Is the central figure of all the senses. Hare Bol. So mind controls all the other senses like eyes, nose, ears, etc. So what example did Prabhupada give in this regard about? How if the mind control is not there, one doesn't function well. I gave the clue also. Still not? Yes.
Prabhupada given the example of madman.
What happens?
Means he is not able to control his mind. That's why he's not working properly.
Hare Bol. Therefore, he is called madman. Prabhupada says. Actually, it's a mad mind. So mind is mad. So his functions of senses don't function properly. He's saying mad man. In Hindi, mad man. Uska man mad hai. Mad mind. So then body doesn't function well. So our process is that. What is our process? 2 lines. Means 2 sentences. Yes, Balraj Prabhu.
Engagement of mind and senses at the lotus feet of Krishna.
That is okay, but I was looking for something specific. Our process is that. Little difficult actually.
Taking prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna Maha.
Yes, that is true, but in this yes, prasadam still some time is there. Yes. No, a little difficult to answer. Our process is that we cannot control the mind first, but if we engage the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, then everything is controlled. Krishna will help. Hare Bol. So the yogis are convinced that they can control their mind through whatever artificial system, but we are convinced that I cannot control my mind. Let Krishna control. To me, Rishikesha, Rushika Damiya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "O Lord, you are the master of the mind and senses. I offer my mind and senses in your service. You please control them. I cannot control." Then he talked about tongue. What did he say about tongue? Some few things. Yes, Trivangopal.
One who cannot control tongue cannot control all the other senses also. So tongue. Therefore, one should not uncontrolled person. One whose tongue is uncontrolled, he eats anything and everything. In yoga process also, we have the method that yam and niyam, that we should do this, eat this, and not eat this. But in bhakti yoga process, we also have. We only eat Krishna prasad, and we also speak about only Krishna. So that is then he becomes the highest yogi. That's
Sevan mukhe hi jivvado swayameva spurati. So engaging the tongue, which has two activities, eating and speaking, both are engaged in the service of the Lord by honoring only prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna. Haribo. Prabhupada said, then you become the greatest yogi. Simply two things. Then he said something that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. What did he say? Yes, bro. Okay. Everything went blank. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave. He did not tell the whole prayer. You tell the prayer part he told. I just give you a hint.
Sharira Vidya Jal Jadindrita hai kar Jive Phele Vishesh Agre.
Meaning? Also he said, Krishna Bado Dayamoy Koribare Jiva Jai So Prasad Enna Dilo Bhai. So Krishna is very merciful. He knows that we cannot control our senses, especially the tongue. So he has given his remnants, his prasadam, his mercy. And by honoring that, we can control our tongue. And Sharira Avidya Jal. This body, material body, is a network of ignorance. Just like Prabhupada said, if a man is bound and is thrown in the ocean, then what will be his condition? Similarly, we pure soul, we have been put into this network of material body, and we are thrown into the ocean of nescience. This is our position, struggle for existence. So how to get out? How to get out of the ocean? Just by taking prasadam. Haribo. So Prabhupada said, according to Bhakti Yoga system, the first control is recommended to the tongue. We have to control the tongue. So we receive knowledge through indriyas, but because indriyas are impure senses, they are impure, so they cannot understand what Krishna is. What do the modern leaders say, and what do the saintly persons say? Yes, Manish.
Modern leader says Kirtan is nuisance, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that Kirtanya Sadahari. In Bhagavad Gita also it is written Satatam Kirtayantumam, means great souls, they do Kirtan
all the time. Haribo. So Prabhupada said, a devotee is hearing, he is enjoying, and a non-devotee is thinking, it is nuisance. These senses, they are being materially contaminated. It cannot hear what is Krishna's name. Then how to understand Krishna? Sevan mukhe hi jivado. Prabhupada said something about vow. How many vows he talked about? And what are they? Yes.
We have to take vow that we will not eat the food which is not offered to Krishna, and we will not speak about anything not related to Krishna.
So 2 vows he talked. Haribo. And Prabhupada says, this our Krishna consciousness moment is teaching these 2 things specifically, very clear what is ISKCON meant for. Oh, who is a Goswami and who is a Godas? Yes.
Go means senses and Swami means master. So one is master of the senses called Goswami, and Godas is one who is the servant of senses.
And he goes to any restaurant and eats anything and everything there. Haribo! The Prabhupada said, actually we are all servants of our senses. The whole activities of the material world means everyone is acting as the servant of his senses. That's all. This is the material world. So what does an intelligent person think? Next to this, Prabhupada said about intelligent person. All intelligent persons are thinking. But meanwhile, one has raised hand. Most intelligent, I think. So
he thinks, who am I? He thinks, what am I doing? Why am I serving my senses? But still I am neither tripya nor karuna. Neither they are satisfied or not.
Don't go too far.
Okay. Yeah.
Here only, you explain a little bit. Prabhupada explained this.
Yeah. So so he thinks that why I am serving my senses, what am I doing, and who am I? Why? But still I am not satisfied. So I should engage my sense. What will make me happy? So by engaging in Krishna self.
Okay. When one becomes intelligent, then he understands that what am I doing? I am thinking that I am master, I am proprietor, I am the head of the family. But what am I doing actually? I am acting as the servant of my senses, my son's senses, my wife's senses, my daughter's senses, my servant's senses. That's all. So, I am thinking I am the master of everyone, but actually I am serving the senses of everyone, my senses and all those who are dependent on me. Hari Bol. Then in this only, where we ended now, where Prabhupada ended, then he talked about some illusion. What is the illusion? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhupada was saying that even if we are speaking some angry words speaking some ill or getting angry on servant gets angry and he resigns the job. And we are thinking that we are master of this servant also. We are not master of even servant also.
Yeah. That
is the illusion.
Illusion. To think that I am the master of my servant, that is the illusion. Hari Bol. So we are the servant of our servant. So better become servant of Krishna. That is most intelligent. What are these two concepts? Centralized senses and expanded senses. Two words Prabhupada used. If Matajis want to answer, they may also raise hand if you know the answer. Yes. Want to? Okay, Hari Gaurang.
Prabhupada says centralized senses means our senses, our mind, hands, and extended senses means senses of my son, of wife, of relatives, of country, like that.
Haribo. When one becomes intelligent, when becomes enlightened, he offers
himself to Krishna.
Haribo. Then Prabhupada quoted this verse by whom? Kamadinam Katidha Bilomangal Thakur? No, that is Chaitanya Charva quoted. So, what is the meaning? These 2-3 devotees are only raising hand. Okay, Sarvalakshanpu.
I have tried to serve my senses, but the senses neither they have satisfied nor they are merciful.
So now I want to serve you, O Lord.
Supreme Lord Krishna.
Haribo. Prabhupada in this context only said something about another disease. some background is there, and then Prabhupada said this is another disease. What is that another disease? Yes, Balraju. And then he gave example also, if you could quote the example.
Prabhupada said that we think that I have senses, but my father doesn't have senses.
No. Yes. That will come later in different context. Yes.
Prabhupada said that if you are serving our family, and if we tell family that now give me relief, and but Prabhupada said that we don't want to go, that is another disease.
We don't want relief. You know? One may get tired, frustrated, oh nothing, enough, this family life, this worldly life, I am tired of it, I want relief. But he doesn't want relief because he wants to continue, he is still the servant only. So example he gave was
Mahatma Gandhi. He wrote a letter, Prabhupada wrote a letter to him he said that you are a pious person, you are a pious person, you got your Swarajya also, and you are fond of Bhagavad Gita, let's preach Bhagavad Gita. But within some days he died.
He was killed.
He was killed.
Haribo! So Prabhupada concluded that all big leaders, they do not want to take relief from this sense gratification business, either personal sense gratification, or if at all somehow somebody comes to the conclusion that enough of all this, then also he doesn't want to get rid of that sense gratificatory business. So he goes on and on. Then Prabhupada talked about knowledge or Jnana Dipite word. He said in the reference to, ahead of this verse only, Kamadinam Katita. In one sense it is very simple. Karuna word was used, and then Gyan, this is real knowledge. Jnana Dipite. From Bhagavata here. What? If you wish to speak in the microphone.
The Prabhupada was saying that by control of senses we get this knowledge. Jnana Dipite.
He said Karuna, this Kamadhinam he quoted, there is no mercy, therefore I have given them up. Now I have come to you, my dear Lord. I was serving the senses so long, now I want to serve you. This is knowledge, Jnana Dipite. Because my business is to satisfy the senses, either my senses or my relatives' senses, but it has not made me happy. Therefore I have come to you to satisfy your senses. Kindly engage me in your business. This is called Jnana. So what kind of Jnanavan? Prabhupada related it to Bhagavata sloka also. What is that sloka? Yes. Okay. Ujjwal Nilmani.
Bahunam Jnanavante.
Gyan seems to be little feeble.
Bahunam Jnanavante Vasudev Sarvati Samatma Sudurlabha. This sloka Prabhupada quoted.
Huh?
This sloka Prabhupada quoted.
So what is normal that English meaning?
That after many births, somebody realized that Krishna, Vasudeva is all in all. That Mahatma is very rare. That kind of Mahatma.
This kind of sense gratification will not make me happy. Let me gratify the senses of Krishna. That is called real knowledge, Jnana Dipite. That is Bahunam Janmanavante. Hari Bol. So then he said, one particular thing he said, this will never make me happy. This is the secret. What is the secret? In one sense, the answer is already out, but still in Prabhupada's words. Yes, he knows the secret.
Serving the senses or extended sense gratification, this will not make me happy.
Serving?
Means senses or extended
Whose senses?
Personal sense gratification or extended sense gratification, that will not make me happy. This is the secret.
My business is to satisfy the senses of Krishna. But I am thinking that I shall be happy by satisfying my senses, my family's senses, my country's senses, my nation's senses, and so on, so on, so on. This will never make me happy. This is the secret. Haribo. So then Prabhupada said the definition of Mahatma. You quote the verse and tell the meaning also. Yes.
Mahatmanastu mam partha Devim Prakrutim Ashrita. The person who took the shelter of Devi Prakriti, he is the Mahatma.
He engages all his senses in the service of the Lord. Haribo. So then something Prabhupada said about these senses, how illogically people think that Supreme is without senses. In one sense I gave the answer, so who will explain? Yes.
Because they think that Supreme Lord is Nirakar. Nirakar. They think that the Supreme Lord is Nirakar. He is without senses.
So simply I have got my senses, and who manufactured me, he has no senses. That is not a fact. If I have got my senses, my father who manufactured me, he has also senses. That is the right conclusion. But then unfortunately many people say that I have got my propensities, I have got my form. So why these things should be denied to my father then? Especially the Supreme Father. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam abuddhaya. Hari bol. So Prabhupada said the actual fact is that when our senses will be sacrificed for the satisfaction of the supreme senses, that means supreme senses of the Supreme Lord, then our life will be successful. When my senses will be engaged in satisfying the supreme senses, that is my perfection of life. And all these conferences, political conference, social conference, scientific conference, tongue is going on and on and on, but they are not satisfied. So we have to convert this. How to convert? Yes.
From Duratma to Mahatma.
Especially that propensity to speak, tongue is going on and on. So how to convert that?
Speaking Krishna Katha.
That general is correct. Little more specific what Prabhupada said. Where? Yes.
By eating Krishna Prasad and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
That is general, but little specific here.
By not talking about any material thing or political matters.
Okay, fine. It has to be little specific.
Prabhupada said we have, in our temples we have Bhagavatam and we have so many lectures. So they can come and speak about Krishna. And also he said that about Prasadam also he added about that after 2 lines I think.
Lectures he did not say, but lectures is anyway one has to attend Bhagavatam and all that, but he said books. So we have to convert this. Instead of engaging senses for talking nonsense, we have got so many books, so many talks about Krishna. Why not take this? You can go on. Srimad Bhagavatam about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, go on talking. And then also go on eating Krishna Prasadam. It means not throughout day. 2 times, 3 times a day. Then self-realization is guaranteed. Hari Bol. What is the explanation of Avyabhicharini? What is the shloka related to that? And what is the meaning? How it is explained? You want to? You are not there? Okay.
Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunayan samatityetan samatit brahma bhuya kalpate. Here Prabhupada was telling in the context that previous sloka also devim prakritim and devi prakriti. One is always in devim prakriti if he does engage his senses in Krishna's service. So similarly avyabhicharena means continuously engaging in service, then brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He is beyond the material realm. He is always in spiritual realm.
Anyone who is engaged in devotional service without any impediment, avyabhicharini, without any stoppage, continuously, sagunan samatittetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He is not on the material platform. Hari Bol. So how did Prabhupada explain the word Duratma? Sarlakshan. That Prabhu is raising.
He is far away from the Krishna. Distance.
He is far away. That means how far I should be from Radha Vrindavan Chandra?
Means he is away.
I mean, how much away is
Far, far away.
Correct. Maybe Sarvalakshan Prabhu can add little more. Huh? Same thing. Duratma means trying to satisfy the Atma in a different way, far, far away from Krishna. They are called Duratma. Dur means distant. So it is not physical distance. Basically the thing is Atma should serve Supreme Lord. But then he is having his own ways. He is far, far away from satisfying Krishna. He is trying to satisfy his own senses. So that Atma is called as Duratma. Hari Bol. So towards the end, Prabhupada said this Patanjali yoga system, how it cannot, it will not be successful. How did he explain? And he gave one verse also from somewhere and elaborated on that towards the end. Yes. Here.
This Patanjali method is only temporarily controlling the senses, like controlling the airs inside the body, prana, apana.
That was all in the beginning. Now this is the almost the end of the lecture. Prabhupada explained, got into another verse and elaborated on it, proving that how this Patanjali yoga system is a failure. In a sense, it won't work. No one? I will give you clue of one verse. Matra swastra duhitra va na avivikta sano bhavet. Now at least answer should be yes.
Prabhupada said that senses, if they get opportunity, they act immediately. So we should not serve.
Senses are very strong. Balavan Indriya Gramo. So how did Prabhupada explain? He elaborated. Elaborate?
He told that he told this verse, and then he told that we may think I am a fool, but no, the even most knowledgeable person can be also be agitated by sense.
Okay, who will explain in a better way? That is okay. Hari Gauranguru.
Prabhupada said that controlling senses externally by forceful means like Patanjali will never be successful because senses are very strong. And he quoted the verse that Balwan Opi Karshit, that even if a person is of strong intelligence, he will be overpowered by the senses.
How?
So
he gave verse is talking.
So he gave example of that mother, sister, and daughter is there. So generally, a person is not attracted to this when we sit together. But even still, we should not sit on the same level as mother, because the senses are so strong that even strong people will be swayed away by this power of senses.
One should not sit with one's own mother or sister or daughter in a lonely place. Why? I am not a fool, somebody may say. No, but you are not a fool, but Balvan Indriya Gramo, Vidvam Samapi Karshati. The senses are so strong, even one is very, very learned, he is also agitated. And Prabhupada said, we got many instances, even old men, 60, 70 years old, is agitated by seeing one young girl. So you see, so senses are so strong. Therefore, we have to engage all our senses in the service of the supreme senses. That is perfection of life. Rishikena Rishikesha, Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So Patanjali yoga system will not function because it's artificially trying to control the senses. The senses are very powerful. Unless they are engaged fully in the senses, service of the supreme senses, is just not possible. Haribo. What was the end conclusion? What was the end of the lecture? Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
You should get full marks, but still something more. Yes, Hari Gauranguru.
The Prabhupada said that So therefore, the conclusion is that we should control our tongue and we should use it only for chanting Hare Krishna and tasting Mahaprasad, which is offered to the Supreme Lord.
Mahaprasad. We are all devoted to Mahaprasad. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Because he provides Mahaprasad. Otherwise, जीना तो क्या जीना महाप्रसाद के बिना. जीता हूँ मैं इसके लिए, मरता हूँ इसके लिए. Prabhupada said the beginning is that the first number one sense, the tongue, you try to control by eating Krishna Prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी.
नामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्. यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानं परं दृष्ट्वा मातन्तगोद्रुतगोप्य. नाभियोलुकलाधवमानं परं दृष्ट्वा रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रं युग्ममृजन्तं कराम्बुजयुग्मेन सातकनेत्रम्. मुहुश्वासकं पात्रीरेखाङ्ककण्ठा स्थितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम्. पात्रीरेखा इति दृक्षलीलाभे आनन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमद्यन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम्. दृक्षलीलाभे आनन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमद्यन्तम् तदीयेषु तज्ञेषु भक्तिर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतवृत्तिवन्दे. येषु तज्ञेषु भक्तिर्जितत्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं वदीं वा न चाम्ये वरेहं वरेशादपीह. मोक्षं न मोक्षं वदीं वा न चाम्ये वरेहं. इदं ते वपूर्नाथ गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्यावृष्टिं लप्यन्य इदं ते मुखाम्बोज अत्यन्तनीले व्रतं कुण्डले स्निग्धरक्तच्च गोप्य अत्यन्तनीले व्रतं मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्तधरं मे मनस्यावृष्टा किं लक्ष्यलभ्य नमो देवदामोदरनन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु दुःख जलाब्धिमग्नम् दामोदरनन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानु ग्रहेशाममाद्यं नाद्यक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजो बद्ध मृत्यन्तयद्वत् तया मोचितो भक्ति भजो कृतो च रात्मजो बद्ध मृत्यैव यद्वत् तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्य प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहोमीस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराया विश्वसुधाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अन्तलीलाय दामोदुतुभ्यं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं परं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रज हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram Ram, Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar Radhe, Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Shri Shri Radha Damodar Bhagwan ki jai, Satyavrati Muni ki jai. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose sharpened earrings are swing to and fro, whose beautiful shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who is, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into the butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from the swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from the behind by her, who ran after him with a greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offered my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping sticks in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with the 3 lines like conch shell, is shaking. Conch shell is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with the ropes but with his mother mother's pure love, I offer humble obeisances. By such a childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokul in the pool of ecstasy and revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in the knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by the devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to the Lord hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face which is encircled by the locks of soft black hair tinged with red is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Lord, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, please be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrow and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodar, just as 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriv and Nal Kuver were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees, by you are in your form as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In this way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to brilliant effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and offer obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord who is displayed unlimited pleasure. Shri Damodarashtakam ki jai, Satyavrat Muni ki jai.